nothing can replace that. A fat ass can't replace that. Big titties can't replace that. Small waist can't replace that. Thinking of you, thinking of you. Hello, it's Sahar, Dahi, honey, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are starting a new series that I've been meaning to start for a very long time, but I just self-sabotage quite a bit, and I like to ruin things that I think might be good for me. So I've been holding back on doing this, but then when I was in LA and I did the Sweet Tea podcast, I was like, oh my god, I have so much to say all the time. Why don't I do something like this myself? This is just, the moment, really truly living in it. And I've been going through a lot lately, like not necessarily in a bad way, just a lot of self-reflection and a lot of like self-growth and like learning about things. And so I thought, you know what, this is kind of the perfect moment. This is kind of the time to be doing something like this. And I still don't really know what I'm calling it. I was thinking of Sahar Speaks because if any Barbs are watching, if any Nicki fans are watching, she had Nicki Speaks in like her album, and like the power that holds, like the power of just Nicki Speaks, that is the power that I'd also like to obtain. So Sahar Speaks, kind of a fun vibe, but I might call it something else. If y'all have suggestions, let me know, comment them. I will definitely take them into consideration. But otherwise, I want to keep this very raw. I want to keep it very real. I want to keep it just like an open conversation, which is my opinions heavily. My opinions, my life, my reflection, very much on it, okay? And yeah, we're probably going to switch up like the formatting of this a little bit once I get more into it. We can do like on Instagram, y'all could send me some stuff. If you want me to talk about it, you can comment stuff. I can talk about it. Give me little situations and I'll like, I can talk about them and just give my input on it. But for today, we're going to be talking about some stuff that I've been learning about a lot lately and reflecting on a lot lately, and I'll even try to talk in a soothing way so that y'all can feel at peace when I am talking and speaking on these subjects. But we can just get right into it. I'm not going to waste any more time. The first thing I want to talk about today is friendship breakups and dealing with friendships that just kind of end abruptly, or even just those friendships where we were like gonna be best friends forever and they left me, like whatever. I was kind of put in a situation where I got to see both sides of a friendship breakup. I was the one that got broken up with as a friend, and I was also the one that broke up with a friend, and it's just crazy because once you get put on the other like shoe, you really get to take in how just everything is gray. Everything in life is so gray. And I've been saying this, that like the older you get, the more you realize like every situation is a gray situation. There's no black and white. There's no this person's an awful person and whatever. Like everyone's just so going through their own shit that leads up to certain events happening, and it's unfortunate, but it's just the way the cookie crumbles. And you can either be sad or you can eat the cookie. And I love cookies, so I'm definitely eating those cookies. But I'm going to tell you guys a fun little story about the time I got dumped as a friend. It's okay. I healed the trauma, so we're chilling. But this was a few years ago. There was this girl. I was super close with her. We were like through the roof best friends. I remember just like her and I hit it off so quickly. Like her and I became best friends so insanely quick. She was my ride or die. We were so close. And then, we like started college and stuff. And this girl, she just kind of started drifting from me, and just, should I get into the details of it? Basically, there was just a lot of like, I don't want to call it snaky behavior because I'm past it. It was more of just like, she was just doing things that it was very clear she just did not really care about me that much anymore. And she was slowly phasing me out of her life. Like I would want to hang out with her and she would like say no, but then she'd go hang out with other people, or like say she was busy doing other things with other people. And, it really hurt me. It put me in a position where it hurt because I loved this friend so much. I cared about this friend so much. All my friends had to watch me go through this, where I was practically begging this girl to be in my life and be my friend and be a good friend to me. It was like kind of like how people are with like their ex-boyfriends, where it's like, you need to treat me like this, and this. But it's like, until they want to treat you properly, they can't, you can't force someone to treat you properly if they don't want to. And in this case, my friend, she just, I think she was just moving on with her life. She was getting to a point, like, we had just started college. She was going out with all her new college friends, and we were in different schools, and I was just always begging her to kind of, like, make time for me. But can you please come visit me? I'll come to visit you. All this stuff. And she would always have, like, excuses for why she couldn't be doing that, or, like, she was busy or she's whatever. But I was just like, man, I would have made the time for you. And I did make the time for you, but you didn't do it for me, all this stuff. And the way that it ended was just like, we went out one night and I just like was in a moody mess because like she was late picking me up and just all this shit. Now I was really like immature back then too. Like I was very emotional. I did not have a lot of emotional intelligence whatsoever. And I just kind of let my emotions get the best of me and ruin that night. And she was really mad. And then like after that point, we kind of just very much drifted. Like she wouldn't answer my text. She wouldn't answer my call. She wouldn't do whatever. And I feel like we did have like a final conversation where she was like, yeah, we can't be friends. Like, it's just not happening. Like, us being friends is just like not going to be a thing. And it really hurt me, obviously, because, you know, friend breakups are worse than regular breakups, in my opinion. It's just like, because you build such a connection with these people. And like, I was convinced like her and I were going to be at each other's weddings and see each other's kids and all this shit. And then like, it just so quickly within a year, our friendship crumbled. Like, it was so horrendous. It made me so upset. It really did break my heart. And I went through a really rough time and like processing that. And then I remember I would go out every once in a while. Like we'd go out to, you know, downtown. And I would run into this girl there. And when she'd see me, she'd be so nice to me. This friend, right? She'd be super sweet to me. We'd have really good conversation, all this shit. And then I'd go home being like, oh my God, we had such a good conversation. We were vibing so much. Like, I think we're gonna be friends again. We saved that friendship, like talking, doing whatever. It saved our friendship. Our friendship's back. It's gonna happen. We're gonna be besties again. And I'd like text her and call her and all this shit. No response. Nothing. She'd completely ignore me. And I just remember I was so heartbroken and I didn't know why. I was like, I didn't do anything though. Like I didn't do anything to ruin this friendship. Why is she doing this to me? And we had a mutual friend, okay, this girl and I, we had a fun little trio, and this friend was talking to me and he was like, listen, she doesn't have anything against you, but she's not trying to rekindle, like she's not trying to be your friend again, she's not trying to do anything, like she just, like she's gonna be nice to you, she's not gonna be rude to you, but like she doesn't want you like that, you know? And that was a really hard concept for me to conceptualize and like really take in, because I just couldn't fathom it. I could not fathom. I was like, I didn't do anything. So why doesn't she want to be my friend? I didn't do anything wrong. Like all I did was want her to treat me like a proper friend. She didn't want to do that. And at the time, way back then, back much before I respected myself even a little bit, clearly y'all can tell there was not a lot of self-respect in my life at the time. But I was just like, all I did was ask her to treat me properly, and she's not doing it. And this was kind of like the first like foreshadow moment I had where I realized, you know, you can't force someone to treat you properly. You can't beg someone to treat you properly. They just do it. You could tell people behaviors that they do that you don't like, and they can stop that. You know, if I say like, you chew really loudly and I don't like that, can you please try to whatever? That's something you can do. But when it comes to respect and stuff, it's like they either have it or they don't. If they don't have it for you, sorry, buddy, I don't know what to tell you. It's just like, that's kind of the truth of the matter, and it really sucks, and it makes me want to die. But that's, you know, the sooner you come to terms with that, the better, in my opinion. And what happened was so that really broke me. Unfortunately, that situation did really put a toll on me, and it made it really hard for me to like trust friends and like whatever. But this was like the first situation where like I got put on the other foot. I got put on the other shoe. I was put in another person's perspective for once. So that was a few years ago. Okay, this like friend breakup was a few years ago, and now, and then like last year, like I don't really remember when it was, but I basically went through exactly that situation, except I was the friend breaking up with the girl, like the other person. And it's so weird to me because I just can see it perfectly now. I can completely understand it. Like, there was this person, and no hate to anyone in these situations. Like, I really did just grow from all of these. And at the end of the day, I don't really hold an anger or grudge towards anyone that I speak on at all. It's more of just for like, so then I had this girl that I was really good friends with, and like, it's this cycle of this friendship ending was just insane. But I like I just felt myself caring less and less about this friendship as time was going on, and it just like eventually got to a point where we really did just end kind of weirdly. And not too long ago, this person and I had like a conversation where we actually talked about everything, and I kind of explained like why the friendship ended and all this shit. But it's just like I just knew I didn't care enough about the friendship anymore, which is what. And the thing is, it's just so interesting for me to think back on that previous friendship where the girl broke up with me, where the girl I got dumped, and then to compare it to how I feel now, and knowing exactly where this girl had felt like exactly how I felt, like those kind of things. And I just felt myself caring less and less about this one friendship. And then it got to the point where I just wasn't even acting like a good friend. Like I could try to, but I didn't. When you don't care, you can't act like you care at all. When you don't care about someone, when you don't care about a friendship, when you don't care about a relationship, you can't act like you care. It's not like a it just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen naturally. It doesn't feel like, and you just, the little things that you would normally do, like just picking up a phone call. At the end of the day, no one could get mad at you. No one can kill you for not picking up the phone. But when you really care about someone, you do pick up the phone. But when you don't, you'll let it slide here and there because you're like, whatever. And then sooner or later, that one or two phone calls you're not picking up turns to none, and you haven't texted in weeks. You haven't talked in weeks. And this girl was basically just like doing exactly what my friend had done to me, which was begging me like to treat her properly. Like she was just saying like what you did wasn't nice, like you aren't acting like a good friend, you aren't whatever. And I can't lie, I did some like, I just acted like a person who didn't care, which was horrible. And I do feel bad, and I feel like I should have ended the friendship sooner for the sake of this girl and for the sake of just like being morally inclined. But I didn't. I did not end that friendship when I should have. I let it on. I left it going for way longer than it needed to have been going on for. And I did apologize to the girl, and like her and I are fine. But then I had another situation like leading up from after that, right? I had felt like, okay, I made the bed. I made it clear where I stand in this friendship. This is like, I finally said everything. I didn't hold back on anything. I gave her closure. I gave this person the closure that she needs. And, you know, that's life. Like I did what had to be done. And, it sucked. And I can't say like there were times, like I did miss her every once in a while, like whatever, but it was just like, you know, that friendship, I could just tell it just wasn't meant to be anymore. I just didn't care for the friendship anymore. And then I ran into the girl again, eventually a little bit later. And, her and I had a conversation, and it was really good. And we ended up talking a lot that one night. And then I went home, and like she texted me a few days later, like, hey, how are you? Like whatever. And it took me all the way back to what had happened with that other girl, with my other friend, where her and I had a really good conversation. And I thought, oh my God, this is it. We're going to be friends again, whatever. And I was like, oh my God, she's probably feeling exactly like how I felt at that time, which was like, oh, there's hope for this friendship. But there isn't. And it really put me in that position of that other girl who I was friends with, where I was like, damn, like as much as I feel bad and like, I want to be able to be nice and do whatever and have a good conversation, I can't lead on this friend and make her think that I'm looking to be friends again. I'm looking to be close again. And it's just so insane seeing like the mirror parallels of everything, like from the way we were phasing each other out, like the way my friend was phasing me out versus the way I was phasing this girl out. And like even the way that like our friendship ended, which was in like a massive blow up on both ends. Like we got in a massive fight, and then she ended up just being like, you know, we can't be friends like this. And then like eventually this girl hit me up being like, what the fuck? Why did our friendship end so abruptly? And then I just kind of explained it to her. And then like all the way down to like us running into each other again and like seeing each other, and like her thinking that it was like, oh, we're gonna be friends, when it was just, it wasn't like that. And you know, I feel like in all our connections that we have in our lives, you kind of feel like a flame. I always describe it as a flame whenever it's like a crush on someone, whether it's you know, friends, like there's like a flame of like love and a flame of like, I want you in my life, that just kind of burns in your chest. And like sometimes the flame just goes out, and it's the worst thing, and I feel so horrible, but like it does, the flame goes out sometimes, like and I feel like this could be reflected in also regular breakups, like regular breakups where sometimes you're just like, I just don't love you anymore. I just don't love that person anymore. And when someone doesn't love you, you can't change that. Whether it's your friend, whether it's your boyfriend, whether it's whatever, you can't convince someone to love you once it's done. Like that flame inside of you, once it's gone, it's gone. And I've really come to terms with that. You can't relight a flame. And like, it's actually like a burn in your chest. And that's actually how I know I'm over someone too, over a crush, over a breakup, over whatever, is when I don't feel that flame anymore. When I don't feel that flame, I'm like, damn. And then, you know, when you think back to like old memories, or like when you were like super obsessed with a guy and then you're over him, and then you think back to memories of when you were obsessed with this guy, and it's like, damn, I feel that flame. You feel the flame. You feel it when you think back to memories of when you liked someone. You can feel that burning sensaciones in your chest. And yeah, so now let's get into another topic, because, you know, okay, concluding thoughts on that. You just, you know, I've learned that in breakups, friendship breakups, you can't, like, the same way that you can't, like, help that you care about someone, that you can't help let me rephrase that. You can't help when you like someone. You can't help when you love someone. You can't help that, you know, you like a guy. You can't help that you like your friend. You can't help that, you know, it's just something that happens naturally. In the same sense, they can't help that they don't like you anymore. They can't help that they don't love you anymore. They can't help that they don't care about you anymore. They can't help that they don't care about your relationship. And it's a really tough pill to swallow. Don't get me wrong. It definitely makes me want to die, but it is the truth of the matter. And the sooner you come to terms with it, the better. I'm not saying it's not going to sting. It is. It always is. But I just think it's something you have to remember all the time, that like, just because someone stopped caring for you doesn't mean they're a bad person either, because you can't help it. It just happens sometimes, you know? And okay, so now we can get into another topic. I want to talk about jealousy, because like, guys, if you're anything like me, I'm a super jealous, palace, little punk, okay? I'm a very jealous person, and I have no shame in that, because my mentality towards jealousy is that if I'm not jealous with you, I don't like you enough. I said it. I said it. I don't like you enough if I'm not jealous, because I truly believe that when you like someone a lot, you can't help but be jealous. If you're really attracted to someone, you're going to be jealous, and that's how it should be. And I will openly say I'm a very jealous person, and that's okay. But there's levels to this. You can be jealous. You can't be possessive. You can't be psychotic. You can't control someone's life because of your jealousy. Due to your jealousy, you can't be like, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's boundaries, you know. And when I was on Sweet Tea, I talked about, we talked about girl best friends, guy best friends. Like, there's limits to things, you know. I'm not saying you have to allow everything because of, no, but jealousy is just, you know, very much something that can ruin relationships, ruin friendships, ruin whatever. But my thing is, when I like something, what's mine is mine. Don't touch. Get away. Do not touch. It's mine. Don't touch it. Okay? Don't get near it. Don't be talking to it. Don't be flirting with it. Don't be snapping. No. It's mine. Stop. And, you know, I don't like to lose either. And, ooh, that was a little bit of a loud laugh. My bad. My apologies. But, so, like, I've been trying to, like, teach myself to not be jealous, because, you know, at the end of the day, I am the shit. I know I'm the shit. And I know my worth. And I know the power I hold, and I know the value that I bring. And I'm never going to sit here and try to convince someone to know my value, as you should as well. Do not be convincing anybody to, like, and again, okay, that's another thing. You can't convince someone to know your value. You just have it. You carry your value, and that's it. And if people don't see your value, that's on them. They're cut. They're done. Because, you know, when you know your value, you project it. You project the worth that you bring, and no one can tamper with that. No one can step on it. It's not questionable, okay? You can't convince me that I don't have value, because I know it, and I carry myself in a way that shows that I do value myself, my time, my energy, me as a whole person. Again, I mean that in the most humble way possible, but confident people will get what I'm saying. Like, you need to know you're the shit. Only insecure people will try to get mad at you when you are showing your confidence. And I'm getting off topic, so completely my bad. Let's get back to jealousy. So if you are someone who is a jealous type, and oh my fucking god, okay, so listen, there's a guy that I was like talking to for a little bit, and I was such a jealous fucking bitch with this guy. Listen, okay, I'm gonna sound like a fucking psychopath. So there was this guy, that I like kind of like whatever. And obviously I did my typical FBI shit. I creeped this motherfucker to the moon and back, okay? To the moon and fucking back. And I am insane. I will admit it. I am a psychopath. I'm not someone who's I'm a jealous psychopath, even with crushes. With crushes, I get jealous. I've run into so many technical difficulties trying to film this, so maybe it's just like not meant to be, but we're just gonna finish. Like, I'm just gonna try. So basically, there was this guy I was talking to, right? And of course, he just like I had a little crush on him, like nothing serious, okay? And of course, he had to be like a flirty little bitch, okay? He was like the type that like talks to a lot of people. Like, you're not special. All guys are like that, though. Let's be honest. Like, you're never special when you're talking to a guy, but. As much as I thought he was really cool and we vibed and like had a lot of chemistry and all this shit, he was a little flirt fucking monster. And you know how I found out? Because I creeped him because of my FBI shit. And that's why I stick by FBIing, because you know what? These boys ain't shit. We can't trust them, okay? And so I was doing some FBI creeping, some creepy reaping, right? And I was looking through his followers, obviously. I was looking through all of his followers on multiple platforms, but I would look at the girls who would comment on his pictures, and then I'd go to their Instagram and look at their Instagram, and I'd see his comments on there too. So I was like, okay, I see how it is. I see he's a fucking whore, clearly. And then I just found myself being so jealous, even though this crush, it was like a little crush on this dude, right? And oh my god, and y'all want to know the fucking cherry on the sundae? The girls that he would like comment on and like follow and like they all followed me on TikTok. Like a bunch of them followed me on TikTok. So I'm like, I swear to motherfucking God, if these girls are using my tips to pull this motherfucker, they're really using my tips. But here's the truth of the matter. You can't outdo the doer. You can't outbeat the coach. You can't beat the one teaching you. You really think you're gonna be better than your teacher? Sweetie, no. That's not how it works. So, anyways, I found myself being really, really jealous, and I'd like show these girls' Instagrams to my friends, being like, look how pretty they are. Oh my God, I'm gonna, you know? And then they'd be like, Sahar, like, look at your Instagram. Like, oh, I keep getting really loud. My bad, guys. Sorry. They'd be like, look at your Instagram. And this is probably like one of the best compliments my friends give me all the time. They're like, if I was talking to a guy and I saw you were commenting on his pictures and he was commenting on all yours and all this shit, I'd fucking kill myself. They were like, look at your Instagram. Like, you look like this shit. I'm like, okay. But that obviously doesn't make you feel that much better when you're like a jealous little bitch like me. And I would just get really sad and whatever. But then I'd say this affirmation all the time on my TikTok because I truly believe in it so much, which is just, she's pretty, but she's not me. She's pretty, but she's not me. She's pretty, but she's not me. Because I think it's so important to take the emphasis off your looks when it comes to dating and love and relationships or whatever. Because, like, you know, at the end of the day, there's always going to be someone prettier. There's always going to be someone with a better body. There's always going to be someone who physically could be better than you in a lot of ways. And at the end of the day, you know, types, preferences, they're all there. So like someone who you think is prettier than you isn't always going to be seen as prettier than you by everyone. Someone is going to think you're prettier than that person, whatever. And so I just always have to remind myself, like, she's pretty, but she's not me. She's pretty, but she's not me. And this puts more emphasis on who I am as a person. And that's why I think it's so important that you say that to yourself all the time. She's pretty, but she's not me. He's handsome, but he's not me. I don't even know how to say it for the guys, but it was stuff like that, and that really did help me with my jealousy quite a bit, because I'm like, you know what, at the end of the day, as a person, personality wise, who I am, the way I speak, the way my mentality is, the way I reflect about things, the way I process stuff, I am proud of that, and I value myself a lot for my mind and for the way that I think. So I'm like, that can't be replaced, that can't be replicated. Even though this girl's super pretty, her ass is the dump truck of my dreams, I would eat it personally. But it was just coming to the realization that, like, you're more than your looks, and that should be enough to help you with your jealousy, because you need to feel secure in yourself. You need to feel like, I am the shit as a person. I am a really good person. I'm a very caring person. I'm a good listener. I'm a good friend. I'm this. And, you know, nothing can replace that. A fat ass can't replace that. Big titties can't replace that. Small waist can't replace that. Don't get me wrong, body of my dreams, but it's been helpful to help me with my jealousy problems, because I'm like, you know what, I am pretty, I am that bitch, I'm Sahar, fuck you, you know? So you guys need to have that energy too in your everyday life. Just whenever with anyone, you really do need to just be like, I'm the shit. Fuck you. Who are you? Yeah, okay, yeah, your ass is perfect. How's your mind though? Yeah, that's what I thought. You gotta just have that kind of mentality towards everything. And it makes you feel better about yourself, makes you feel better about jealousy. And yeah, so I'm gonna call it a wrap at now because honestly, I've been struggling with this so fucking much. But if you listen, thank you. You're amazing. And if you guys enjoyed this, let me know and I'm gonna keep doing it. Even if you guys didn't enjoy it, I feel like I'm still gonna do it because I really had fun with this. So yeah, but if you have, send me situaciones that you'd want me to talk about, send me whatever, and we can talk about that next time. For now, that was just me, what's going on in my head right now. And yeah, so thank you. Much love to every single one of you. I will see you guys another time with another episode.